All right. We are here live at the Overheard Studios. Episode 22?
Yeah, episode 22, man.
Episode
Already.
22.
Jesus.
We are recording live in Banff. My name is Dan. With me always, my co-host.
We got Matty Rage. Let's go.
This week with us, our very special guest, we got Ben. We got Ben. You might know him as Benjamin Hutton. His Instagram is kind of how I caught wind of him. You can give him a follow. It's at Benjamin Hutton. You can find his website at the bottom of our screen here, Benjamin Hutton Photography. That's where you can find all his prints for sale. A little bit about Ben. He's been a Banff local for a while. He's an adventurer, a photographer, recently published in National Geographic magazine for his nature and landscape photography.
Let's go.
You might come across some of his reels that he does on Instagram. That's kind of how he caught my attention for this show, basically. Beautiful landscapes with absolutely hilarious GIFs, sometimes audio snippets. We got one queued up here. You want to rip that one for us?
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Oh,
this one's
no,
great.
I was going to listen to that, but then I just carried on living my life.
So
good.
Oh.
good.
But yeah, so
Reels,
that,
hey?
you can find him adding little tidbits and snippets like that sprinkled throughout the the awesome photography.
You got to keep the banter on Instagram, you know?
Oh, hell yeah.
Super good stuff. So how you been? How's your day going so far, Ben?
Pretty chill. At the moment,
Nice.
I'm just building a camper in the back of the truck so I can spend more time out this summer. And
Fun?
so I'm filthy right now, but
That shit happens.
we're chilling.
Yeah, nice.
Well, thank you for taking the time from your project to come and hang out with us for an hour here.
No doubt. How was everyone's Canada Day? More specifically yesterday. That was a wild one in town. I don't know what you guys got up to, but anything exciting?
The standard Banff Canada Day, I worked most of the day.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah.
Same. I worked most of the day. Had a pretty chill week leading up. I had the last week off celebrating my birthday. I had some
Right. How old are you now?
Happy birthday.
34 now, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, getting old, man.
It's gonna get worse.
I think
it'll
it's
get
getting
worse.
better, honestly.
No, dude. It'll get worse. Trust me.
34 is the downhill point.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. That's the
Damn,
cutoff.
then you're
yeah.
just like-
Thanks for the vote of confidence, boys. I appreciate
No worries.
that.
Yeah. Anytime, man. We got your back.
We got
your
one
back.
good year left.
Yeah, I guess. One good year of testosterone before they start to dwindle those levels, right? Enough about me, though. Back to you, Ben. A little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
Byron Bay, Australia.
Nice.
So just East Coast there.
Yeah.
Been over here for about 11 years.
Cool.
Yeah, honestly, it's just too damn hot down there.
Fair, man.
Yeah, it's like back home right now too. Apparently, it's quite the heat wave. That Rick said they had a heat dome.
Heat dome.
Yeah, no, it's like a different than a heat wave. It's just like a whole dome.
It
You get
like
locked.
traps the
There's
humidity or
nothing worse
something.
than a heat dome.
Bro.
Oh,
It's
bro.
the worst kind of dome.
I'd say so.
What brought you out here?
I did a winter in the Alps before I moved out here, and the dude I
Nice.
lived with just did not shut up about Banff. Like,
So that's you just pounded it in your head so bad you're like, I
yeah,
gotta
did
go.
not shut up. And every day we go out for a powder, he'd be like, "Oh, this would be so much better in Banff." It's like, what do you mean?
Sounds like a bit of a prick.
A little bit, yeah. But the winter after, I had some friends living out here, so just decided to come for 6 months, and here we are 11 years later.
Shit. So like you just came out here for a season, or you just
Yeah, I was only going to be here for one winter and then probably go out to Biggie or something.
Yeah,
Nice.
fair.
And then one winter, 2 winters.
the typical?
Yeah.
We've heard that
Here
one a
we
few
are.
times.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel you there. Do you got a day job, or like we're here to talk about photography? Is that your main focus these days, or do you got to still unfortunately do a day job like us?
It's getting there. Like, I'm dialing back shifts slowly. I work at Three Bears, the brewery.
Yeah, right on.
Oh, cool.
But gradually given up shifts and hoping to be full-time by the end of the year.
Nice.
Who was your buddy that you worked with in the Alps that was raving about Banff?
Dude's Jamie. I don't think.
Okay.
He did one winter out here.
Okay, I was wondering if I knew him or not, because I got a buddy that maybe used to work at Three Bears that did some time in the Alps, and then
No, this is years and years ago.
yeah.
Oh shit.
How did you get into photography? Is that something that you did before you came here, or is that something you started when you came to Banff?
Definitely started it here. Actually, it was during the pandemic.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Especially like I was always doing stuff like hiking and hanging out. And during the pandemic, I was like, oh, fuck, well, maybe I should take a camera along with me. And I did, and
Sweet.
started getting better at it and still learning it, but
Lots
getting there slowly.
lots of tutorials.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm 100% of Matt Littlewood's views on his YouTube.
Oh god, I know. It's
Nice.
like as soon as you open Adobe program, you're like, well, this is going to be 6 hours later, and we'll have fun with that. And
Yeah, do you have any like formal training, or are you just kind of self-taught?
Nah, just wing it.
Yeah, just swing it. Nice.
just wing it. I
Figure
like
it
it.
out on the fly.
Nice.
Any like main inspirations that got you into it? You mentioned Matt Littlewood. I know he's been whipping the rig around, taking pictures in the Bow Valley for a while. Is that kind of one of your inspirations, or do you have anyone in particular that?
Oh, for sure, Matt. Zizka. Everybody loves Zizka.
Yeah, I've been trying to get a hold of
yeah,
Zizka.
yeah.
He's a tough man to get a hold of these
He's got
days.
some gnarly shots. dude.
Just go hang out at the top of a mountain. You'll find him.
You'll see him eventually.
Yeah, and then like honestly, just my buddies like Peter Hara and Explore with Phil and JD. Sorry, Jenna, but JD Lee on Instagram. We just kind of just all like doing stuff outdoors. We go hang out and if we get some pictures. That's a pretty nice bonus.
Nice. So do you like? What's your process for scouting a spot? Like, do you just kind of know the spot like from a hike previous and said, "Hey, that might be a good spot," or are you kind of like actively seeking, kind of different spots?
Always looking for something new.
Cool.
But sometimes I'll see something on Instagram or something and be like, sick. All right, I got to go here and then figure out a way to wherever it is and get there. Sometimes I'm lazy and I just go to the classics. You can never go wrong with Vermilion.
Oh yeah.
And then other times I'll just be on a hike or out camping and be like, that looks pretty neat. Let's hang out until it's dark and take a picture of that.
So like some of it is planned and some of it is just kind of like on your travels. You just kind of find cool places and
Yeah, literally just cruising. Like some of my favorite shots are just like even the one that's in National Geographic. I was on my way to bed and then I was just like, maybe I'll just try doing a panorama for this spot. Like there was zero planning for that whatsoever. And just shot a pano and got home and put it all together. And I was like, ooh, glad I hung out for that one.
No doubt. Yeah, it's wild. Do you want to show it? I think we've got it.
yeah,
here.
we do have it up here. Let's cut to it.
Is it? No, it is not that one.
That's a nice van though.
It is not that one. I'm down.
Sorry if I jumped ahead in the
No,
story
it's
here.
not that one. Here we go.
There we go.
This is the shot here. We have it queued up. This is the shot that you got published in National Geographic. How long ago was that published?
4 or 5 months ago?
Nice.
Okay,
yeah,
nice.
no, December edition. Yeah, so 7 months ago, I guess.
How many shots?
December
How many
edition.
shots was that before you stitch it all together?
Probably 20, 25.
Damn.
Wow. So that's 25 shots compiled together.
Yeah.
Yeah, for people that don't understand how that works, do you want to maybe like give a little layman's breakdown on like what exactly that is?
100%. Please
Honestly,
do.
it's not that different from when you take your phone out to do a panorama shot and you just spin it around. Same thing with your camera, but you just take individual shots, take it back to the computer, and the computer just slaps it together automatically.
Nice.
And you end up with this little bad boy.
That's incredible.
That's absolutely wild, man. Like,
Yeah, it's the Grasslands National Park in Saskatchewan. Who knew Saskatchewan was that stunning, honestly?
no doubt.
Well, last week I was down in Pincher Creek, which is southern
Oh, right, you were
Alberta.
saying.
Again, very like rolling hills and like kind of that more prairie vibe. Absolutely stunningly beautiful out there. If you do have a chance, go check it out. I've never been to a place that has like wind turbines before.
They're pretty sick.
Oh,
eh?
really?
Yeah,
Yeah, we got them
yeah.
all back home, like all along the lake. Like,
It
they're
looks
everywhere.
super cool on the landscape.
Oh, yeah, they're
like-
wild, yeah.
I feel pretty childish every time I see them because they're so interesting to look at. They're so big. Like-
Yeah, you're just like, that's gnarly, dude. Like, that thing's actually spinning around. Like,
And yeah, we were there on like quite a windy day, and they were ripping
Oh yeah.
like quite a few RPMs. Like they can get up to
they're
speed,
not moving
which is-
slow, man. I think that like the tips of those blades are going like 300 mile an hour or something.
Jesus.
What?
Oh yeah. Well, think about like the circumference of that, right? Like it's
True.
100 feet out from the center, and it's moving that fast. Like that thing is zinging, man.
Booking.
Yeah, those blades are like 100 feet.
Wild.
They're hefty.
Yeah.
Back to this shot here. How do you go about getting something like that published in National Geographic? You just like send it in and hope they get back to you, or
This one I didn't even know it was going to be. I just got a message from one of the boys at the Saskatchewan Tourism Board, and he was like,
Oh, cool.
"Oh yeah, by the way, you were published in Nat Geo." And I was like,
So was this a shot
Sweet.
that you did for
Tourism,
them, for the
Saskatchewan,
tourism?
yeah.
Nice. Cool.
They had
Sick.
me out there last year. They want to promote more of their astrophotography, which I think it's pretty clear from that photo. It's decent.
No doubt.
yeah, hell yeah.
But they took me out and we filmed a little mini doc out there and shot some astro, took some pictures of some bison.
That's sweet,
Good
dude.
days, honestly.
Nice,
Yeah.
man. And that's Grasslands Provincial Park, you
And
said?
Grasslands National Park.
National
Cool.
Park.
It's sick. Like that national park gets less visitors per year than Lake Louise, the lake, gets in a single day.
That's wild.
insane.
Yeah, we saw like 6 people the whole time we were there. And
Jeez.
you're walking along, and we bumped into some of the dudes who I can't remember what their job's called, but the dudes who dig up dinosaur bones, and they're like, "Oh, if you see any bones, let us know." Like it just rained, so there's probably some sticking out. And sure enough, there were fucking fossils just sticking out of the rock.
Wild.
No way.
So you just go like, that's how easy it is there. You just go find them. You just wait
Yeah.
for it to rain. You're like, oh yeah, we'll go find some
These
dinosaurs.
dudes were just digging out a triceratops.
What?
Yeah,
That's wild, dude.
yeah, and like nobody there.
I never would have thought Saskatchewan had like a big
yeah.
dinosaur.
How far of a drive was it from Banff?
I think it's like 8 hours.
So
Depends
definitely
if your
doable.
girlfriend takes you the wrong route and takes you down a 4-hour dirt road. And
So, is that a story that you want to fill us in on, or?
yeah, I probably should, honestly. So we're driving back, and she's like, "Oh, we'll take this detour. It's about the same length, but it doesn't go. Sorry, it'll come back up through Cypress Hills Provincial Park." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, as long as it's not dirt road." And she's like, "Nah, not dirt road. Don't worry about it." Sure enough, 4 and a bit hours of dirt road, and we get into this paddock, and there's like 200 bison just wild roaming around.
Shit.
Like,
Jesus.
Calves, everything, like they're just everywhere, and mind-blowing experience. But then about 100 meters further down, we're driving through just short of a meter of mud in the middle of a bison field. So it was all bison shit.
Oh, man.
Oh, no,
that must have been
dude.
a fun cleanup after.
Well, so we got out, we got to the other side, we got to Medicine Hat, and I'm in the car wash, and we got chased out of the car wash.
What?
Yeah, the
The guy was pissed?
Yeah,
Like-
it was too muddy. Like you could feel the weight of how much mud was on the car when you were driving it.
Oh my god.
That's
And
wild.
I'm in there spraying, and I'm head to toe in bison shit by the end of it.
Oh,
Then Buddy kicked you out,
dude.
and you didn't even get it all done.
I did not. It was about 4 or 5 car washes before I got all the mud off.
Fuck.
And like
shit.
the one that we did while we were in Medicine Hat, I think that was $40.
That was a bit of a situation then, wasn't
It
it?
was.
Good one there,
It was,
dude.
definitely,
God.
it was definitely a silent drive for the next 45 minutes.
Yeah, everybody's like, I'm so mad, just don't talk right now.
Until it was funny, it was pretty quiet.
A little time for personal reflection needed there. But that's awesome. Hey, 8 hours from Banff. If you want to get
No
to
doubt.
a super quiet national park, if you're into photography, you got some beautiful astrophotography going on down there.
That's wild.
And bison too. If you're into wildlife, go check it out. Grasslands National Park.
You can go get covered in shit.
Yeah, I would recommend getting covered in shit. It's good for the skin.
It's good.
Right on. So you said you've been doing photography how long now?
2020, I think I bought my first little shitty Rebel camera, and
Nice.
gradually got better and better equipment as I sort of like found I was reaching the limitations of each camera.
Okay.
So,
So you've progressed quite quickly in the past, 4 years now
No
from
doubt.
Tiny Rebel to what you're doing now?
progression, obsessive compulsive, you call it what you want.
I get that way. I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and then you're like, no, I'm getting pretty good at that. You're like, maybe you should upgrade the gear.
Yeah, it's an expensive hobby though.
Well,
Oh,
it
dude,
shows-
I'm into music. It's not much cheaper.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Yeah,
It's all
like, hey,
expensive
you,
now.
You want a new guitar? They're only like $2,000 to like $7,000. It's not that much, right?
Nah,
That's
yeah,
it.
think about how many hours you're going to use that for.
There
Yeah,
you go.
exactly.
That's, time versus price.
Yeah, cost per use. it's nothing.
Yeah, if you play in a metal band though, that $7,000's just out the door. You're never getting that back.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's paying you to come hang out on a Tuesday afternoon at the cafe and play some light jams. Like, you know what I mean?
Very
play
true.
some Metallica, do some light jams.
Actually, when we were in
Casual
where were we
ballads.
at? I was in Calgary the other day getting one of our future guest books. Anyways,
Oh, okay.
And there was these two chicks playing downtown Calgary, and they were playing like a Metallica cover. I think it was Master of Puppets. Like one was playing on the guitar, and the other
cool.
one was like singing along, and it was super dope.
Okay.
That's sweet. I'm into it.
So yeah, it's definitely doable. Moving on a little bit here. What does a typical day look like for you when you're going out shooting? Let's say, take us like from start to finish. You like are you usually getting out there early? Usually getting out there overnight, depending on what kind of shots you're trying to get. Like,
yeah, like this time of year sucks, honestly. Like the best Astro is like 2-3 in the morning right now.
mhm.
Nice.
So I'm not sleeping that much. But as a general rule, I will try and aim it so that it's like either depending on the hike. If I know the hike already, then like that'll vary the time. But I tend to like to go up in the dark
Mhm.
and come down with a bit of light because
Nice.
coming down can be a bit sketchier.
For sure.
And at least like if you go up in the dark and you get lost, you just sit down and wait.
Yeah,
Whereas
fair.
If you're coming down after sunset, it's like, well, I got a
Yeah,
minute
that's
to wait here.
That's a long wait.
Yeah.
You're waiting for 9 hours just until the sun comes up. Well, I
Yeah.
guess it's not that long here, but
Not at the moment, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So, go out, wait for the sun to come up,
Nice.
shoot some astro, shoot some sunrise, come home, sleep for 2 days.
cool. So I guess you're not working and doing that every night then, eh?
Sometimes, and I'm just an unpleasant cunt.
Just
Replace
for
the partying with going out and chilling on a mountain till
Oh yeah,
7 a.m.
I had my party years in Banff, but like I've calmed down a little now.
I think we're all getting to that age.
Yeah.
You can only do the BAM scene for so long.
100%. It
What?
does catch up to
That's
you
like
for
you
sure.
just replace your stuff with golf, right?
Yeah. Actually, had a pretty trippy round the other day. It was really fun. Played some fantastic golf.
Oh, you said you were dialed right in, were you?
Yeah, it was great. It was
There you go.
lots of fun. I had a pretty fun experience down there. What was I going to ask you here? Sorry about that.
what kind of gear are you shooting right now?
Yes, that was the question.
you go.
Always Canon, just because all my buddies
Nice.
shoot on Canon, so it's easier. And
Yeah.
like the colors on them are my favorite personally.
Yeah, but I only had one Nikon and I didn't like it as much.
Yeah, my friend was just here with a Nikon. And I wanted to throw it through a wall. Honestly,
They're just like super warm for some reason. Like
Yeah, I
it's like
don't-
something weird about the color on the sensors. I don't know what it is. It's like
it's just like every feature. It's like, why is this here and not in a convenient location? That's
yeah.
really annoying.
Can you just put it where I can reach it?
yeah,
Like-
let's like. Who designed this? Did you want it to be annoying? You didn't want this to be a pleasure to use?
Don't feel bad. I'm a Canon fanboy too.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't
So
worry.
Canon guy.
Oh,
I can see.
Yeah.
Is that something that changes over time? Or is your setup pretty dialed in now?
So I got the R6 Mark II, and then for my Astro, I've got like a super fast lens, so it lets in lots of light,
Nice.
and super wide, the 16-35 there.
Cool.
And then honestly, like my other two lenses, the 24-105 f4, that's what I do the majority of my work stuff on.
Nice.
So any product stuff and that sort of thing, I generally use that. And then the super long bore, the 100-400,
Cool.
wildlife or
Yeah.
side of the road photography, and that's about it.
Okay, cool.
So you run a pretty slim, pretty dialed in setup then.
Yeah,
You're
you
not
would-
taking like 10 lenses out with it. I mean,
You wouldn't know it if you picked up my bag, but yeah.
nice. Well, that's great. So is there a difference between like a lens that you would use? Like what's a perfect lens for kind of your Astro stuff that you're leaning into? Like what?
The majority of the Astro is the 16-35 2.8. Like,
So super wide angle, super fast.
yeah, super fast. And
Nice.
I keep seeing prime lenses, like 16mm primes pop up that are 1.2, and I'm like, oh.
Ooh, that is fucking insane.
Yeah,
I didn't even
like-
know they made them that quick. That's wild. How much are those?
Expensive.
$2,000. $3,000, yeah.
Expensive for a lens that's going to have one purpose.
Nice. Any favorite lens manufacturers, or you just kind of
I
go
just
to
stick with Canon.
Canon? Yeah.
Like anytime I use one of the other ones. I just find the autofocus slows down a little bit. It's probably changed now that it's been a while, but Canons are just reliable.
Yeah, they are a workhorse, man. I've dropped mine several times. Not this one, obviously, but I've dropped my film camera so many times. I'm like, I have no idea how it doesn't leak light or still is in one piece, but it's awesome.
I don't know how any of my gear still works. I drop it so much.
Any horror stories of losing or breaking gear out there on the trail?
Honestly, mine aren't too bad. Just like stuff falls, stuff tumbles out of your backpack or whatever. But I was up on Devil's Thumb last summer, and it was this crazy night. So we hiked up there at like 11 o'clock at night.
Oh yeah.
Me and my buddy Pete, and we get up there. A snowstorm rolls in. This is middle of July, and
of course.
Beside the snowstorm that's coming across, you can just see the aurora going off to the side there as well.
Amazing.
And the snowstorm's lit up by the town of Lake Louise too. So it's like the shots from it were epic.
Nice.
But my buddy Pete from the hike up, he hadn't really slept from the night before because he was shooting already. He just curled up and had a nap and left his camera on the tripod.
Oh,
Flat
down.
Yeah.
Man.
It actually went back screen down, and his back screen's cracked. It's been a year, and I don't think he's replaced it.
Hey, man, that's better than smashing it in the front of a lens.
Yeah,
almost.
honestly. But every time I see him, he's trying to show me photos in his camera, and it's like, look through the hole. It's like, just fucking fix your screen.
Just use the eyepiece. Just use the eyepiece. You can still see it through the eyepiece.
Going a little old school with the no screen, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, he's going back to like the early 2000s. Like, you don't get a screen.
You did have some
camera.
great shots. Speaking of aurora shots of that, the big aurora storm we had. What was it, like a month ago now?
Oh yeah.
I saw some of your photos from that you posted on Instagram. That was
I almost didn't go out. I almost stayed in.
Oh yeah. I didn't make it out that night. I should have went, but I should have just went and shot some at least on my phone. But I was.
I usually saw some. I think I saw some from the balcony that night. I managed to sneak a couple of pics, but
Cool.
I got a little spot that I like to go. I'm not going to divulge it. Do you got like a favorite spot that you like to go? Like, are you usually like Louise kind of guy, or
honestly, my favorite spot to shoot at, like
you said, Vermilion earlier?
Well, Vermilion's kind of shit for Aurora just because it's facing the wrong direction, except for that particular night where it was insane.
Yeah.
But I like Cascade Ponds.
Nice.
Oh yeah, a little darker out there.
Yeah,
there's not as
it's
much
super
light
dark. There's probably 5% the people, or significantly more after this. The people that are at Minnewanka, and there's no mountains in the way to block it. So I'll generally like go out there and just like take a look and be like, all right, it's going off.
Cool.
Let's go.
Nice.
And then go wherever I want to go and find something to shoot. But that's always the staple at the beginning.
Just to go kind of get a baseline out there and then kind of roll out.
What I normally do, I'll give everyone a little tip out there. So if I see on Alberta Aurora Chasers that there's going to be some activity, I'll sit at home and then I'll check into the Sunshine Village Aurora cam.
Right.
And then once I can see them on the Aurora cam, then I'll usually wake my girlfriend up. She's usually asleep and be like, we got to go. And then we go to the spot. So I kind of wait and make sure that they're on before I get out there. But I'm not as keen as maybe some
staying out
photographers for sure.
Staying out from sunset to sunrise for that one was aggressive.
For sure.
We were up at Peyto, and you could we're watching the sunset, and the aurora's like coming from the dark side of the sky right across into the sunset.
Oh,
and then it was just like boom. Then started going off crazy. Made our way back and just like went to all the south facing locations. So
yeah,
the spots that you can't really shoot unless it's a show like that. So
nice.
Do you like geotag your locations that you take your pictures from to like visit them later, or?
Like a lot of the time I will shoot if I'm out somewhere and I see something that I like, I will take a photo with my phones because I know it's going to save the location of it.
Cool.
But generally if I'm out there shooting with my camera, I got a pretty good idea where I am.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What are some of the unique challenges that you face when you're out there? Obviously, nature photography, wildlife photography, not the easiest thing to capture, right? You're kind of waiting for the perfect moment. What are some of the challenges that you find you're facing out there?
Honestly, the biggest challenge is just being fucking cold.
Just sit in one spot freezing.
You're sitting there and just being cold for 8 months of the year. You're freezing your tits off.
Fair point.
That and just like, I don't know, just like, again, the cold, but trying to set up your gear when it's minus 40 or whatever.
For sure.
Oh, I've been there. It's like I got into fly fishing there a few years ago, and you're just out there like in the winter trying to tie a knot, and your thumbs literally do not work, and you're like, I can't do this right now. It's not physically possible for me to move my hands in a way where I can tie a knot or do anything that I need to. It's mess, but.
The number of times I've quit photography when I'm out there in minus 40s.
I'm never doing photography again.
I'm done.
And then,
That's it. This is my last photo ever.
and then the next day, you're like, well, fuck, we might as well go.
They're good shots.
Yeah. The last ones were really good, but
You mentioned earlier doing some like work photography. How much would you say of your time is split between like work photography and like what you, I don't want to say what you really enjoy because you might enjoy the work photography as well, but like the landscape and the nature photography?
Honestly, at the moment, it's probably 90% work and 10% what I like to do. But a lot of the time, like I will do them both together.
for sure. How did you
So-
get onto that? Did you like, were you just kind of marketing yourself or
Yeah.
kind of emailing people and saying, hey, look, check out
God,
my
I don't know.
portfolio?
I think originally there's like the small little brands and you start getting the odd DM. They're like, oh, we'll send you a free hat. And
Oh,
it's
right,
like,
right.
I do want a hat.
They know me.
And then just like something starts to be a paid gig, and then you start reaching out to some brands like, hey, I really like your stuff. Can you send some over to me and I'll take some pictures and then you give me some money? I love that.
I'd love that. Yeah, that'd be good. Well, that's all right though. So it's worked out pretty organically for you. Then you haven't really had to like, bother the shit out of people. You just kind of throw your hat in the ring and hope for the best.
For the most part, it's stuff I use already, and like, or stuff that I want to use.
Cool.
Like I drink 40 Creek whiskey. I got a contract with them at the moment to
Sweet.
do some shooting, which honestly, convenient as hell. That's just money
There you
saving
go.
right there.
There you go. Right there. That's working smart, boys.
Mixes
Yeah,
business
exactly.
and pleasure.
I like to drink whiskey. I don't really like to pay for whiskey. How can we make this a thing?
Yeah, right. And then the other one, like, I wanted to set my truck up as a camper, so like
Cool.
have the cap on the back, and I just started working with Lear, the camper company there. Sorry, the cap company, and what do you do? Here we are.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right on.
Fuck
So,
yeah.
yeah, no harm in asking when you're in the biz, I guess. That's kind of the takeaway from all this, right? Is don't be scared to
Yeah.
to ask.
What are they going to
companies,
say?
you
No.
know?
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
And like, while there's everybody who lives here has a camera, there's only a handful of photographers who live in town here, and we live in such a stunning area. It's like, you may as well just get me to take some pictures for you. Honestly, it'll turn out okay for you. It'll be beneficial for both of us.
Yeah, no doubt. It's wild to think though that there's not that many photographers out here. I mean, I guess it's true. You always see like the same kind of like 3 or 4 shots, or like the same 3 or 4 guys kind of bouncing around as far as the Bow Valley goes. But I figured, you figured it would just be littered with people that we made it. Like,
Well, I think there's a lot more that goes into it than people kind of realize.
well, yeah.
I'm sure camera sales are not indicative of how many people stick with it and actually become photographers, right?
Well, that's like everybody's got a DSLR now, right? So it's not like back in the day where everybody had a camera that they kind of knew how to use. Like
Mhm.
back when I grew up, it was all manual. So if you didn't know anything about it, you're fucked basically,
For
right?
sure,
So
just wasted money.
like not everybody is gonna know how to do that. Whereas now everything's so automatic. Like you're autofocus. You don't have to think about it. Like your ISO is all. You just kind of set it and forget it. And everybody's got one, but nobody really dives into photography. Like they've all got this nice gear, but no one.
For sure.
It's,
I think
it's the same
like,
thing in music a little bit too. Like
with the advent of like iPhones and everyone having
Right.
cameras available at the ready, I think everyone kind of thinks they're a photographer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Well,
a lot of amateurs will say.
well,
out
it's
there.
like we were talking about earlier. I remember my first DSLR in like 2002 was a 7.2 megapixel or something, and now our phones are like 30 meg. Like it's you know what I mean? So it's just insane to think how far like all that stuff's come, and everybody's got access to a decent camera. Like whether you've got a phone or a DSLR, like you can get some good shots on either of them, right? So yeah, it's
Whatever does the trick.
no doubt.
Absolutely. And if you are looking to get some good shots to hang up in your home, don't be shy to check out BenjaminHuttonPhotography.com to buy some prints from our boy Ben here. We got the website posted up here. So tons of great shots out there. If you want something for your home or some awesome prints, great gift as well.
Hell yeah.
I should definitely update the photos on there too. Stay tuned for 5 days from now.
Right on. We'll have some new stuff on there coming for you.
Nice. Let's go.
So what are some of the, I guess some people don't really realize the post-production in photography is obviously one of the bigger parts, right? Like the fun part is going out there, taking a bunch of shots, being with your boys, hiking, being out in nature. Can you tell us a bit about the other side, the editing, the post-production part of it?
I suck at it, honestly. Like sitting there for hours on end at a computer is a hassle at best, but it's got to be done. And like, it probably is 50% of the work, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's easy, and sometimes you get this shot in your head, and you're like, oh, I just need to do this one little thing, and you sit there for 2 hours, and it's like, okay, this photo's useless anyway.
Been there, done that.
Is there like a thing in photography about editing photos too heavily? Like, how does that?
I never really judge how someone edits their own photos, or even like how they take them. You could scroll back on my Instagram a couple of years, and you'd probably puke on your phone. But like, it's all a learning process, and everyone's got their own style. Like,
Fair.
If it's not for me, it's not for me. Unless you've got one of those glass balls, then you can fuck right off.
Oh God, the
I've
glass
seen
balls,
those glass
yeah.
balls for sure. It just inverts everything.
I'm looking at Adam Goodwillie right now.
Nice.
That's a call out.
Big time. Can you describe your style? Do you have like a particular kind of visual cue or something that attracts you to a particular shot or editing style?
Honestly, it kind of depends. There was a long time there where I was sort of leaning into the blues pretty heavily. But now that Instagram doesn't really show my photos to anybody anyway, so like obviously people see it, but like I just kind of take photos of shit I like and edit it how I think looks cool and chill. Unless like a brand wants something specific, like a certain color tone to it.
Yeah, fair.
Then I just do what I like.
Nice, man.
I find you get like that's how you get better shots in the end, though. Like,
yeah, and trying not to like fit into my own set niche and just
nice.
do whatever I think looks good.
Nice, man.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think it's working for you so far.
I was
so
going to say, it
definitely
seems to
keep
be,
that up.
seems to be
Sure.
working out pretty good.
Getting there.
How do you find the one shot? Like in the, I guess you would. How many shots are you normally taking out there?
A
Right?
lot.
Like, like you like thousands? Are we talking tens of thousands?
Depends on the specific shot. Like for some reason, like I have just shot so much astro. I'm like, bang, sweet, we're good. And sometimes I'll just take like one or two photos, and I'm like, that looks good, sweet. One for good luck.
Cool.
And off we go. And then sometimes, especially if you see wildlife, it's like 30 frames a second. And
Okay.
Oh yeah, they go. Yeah, it's like a machine gun going on. Those are always fun to sort through. You just going through and going, no.
Yeah, I want the one of the bear licking his lips. Like that's the one I want.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's impossible.
So that brings us to my next question. Like, how do you find that needle in the haystack? Is there like, it's just a matter of one by one, or do you have like a?
I literally sit there and I'll just like arrow through them all and be like,
yeah.
And you sort of see it coming because you've seen the action in real life,
Mhm.
so you know that the shot's in there somewhere, and you're like, okay, when I get to that perfect frame, bang, that's the one. Star it, good. Move on.
Because
Okay.
it's almost like an animation, right? When you're popping through
Yeah,
really
like a
quick,
stop frame type of.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
remember doing it in college. Like you're just sitting there mashing the arrow key, and you just see them moving, and you're like, oh, there it is.
Because
Like,
I think, yeah, like that's one thing I kind of wanted to ask questions about. It's kind of the behind the scenes stuff of photography, because everyone sees them out there clicking away,
oh yeah, it's not just that,
right?
Like,
It's a lot of clicking away on the keyboard, on the computer as
So
well,
much,
right?
So much clicking on the keyboard.
God, what do
should
you use to edit your photos? Photoshop. Illustrator,
For the most part, just Lightroom.
Yeah, nice.
But then for trickier stuff, I will throw it into Photoshop or focus stacking and that sort of thing.
Yep. Cool. It's
yeah.
actually gotten so much better.
Oh
Like,
my god! And
When what was the one I used in school? It would have been, I think it was maybe it was like Photoshop 7, 8, maybe 9. Yeah, it was like one of the like early creative suites, and it was not as good as it is now. You can put a photo in there now and just like use AI, just it's done almost like sharpen.
it's so
It's- yeah.
easy. Like, and even in the 3 years or 4 years, however long it's been since I started taking photos, it's insane the features that come out. It's just like, cool, all right, that's done.
Yeah.
But then sometimes it's a hassle.
Some of the features aren't as good as others. We all know
Yeah.
this, but
Trying to like take out little rocks and stuff. Like, can just go.
it's using the healing brush over and over. You're like, God damn it! Like,
Just do better.
just I selected the area, just do it. Yeah.
I think it's the same with all technology. It's great when it works, and when it doesn't, it's the most frustrating thing ever, for sure.
Yeah.
So we covered the National Geographic shot. Any projects that you have on the way that you want to talk about? Any cool spots you plan on visiting to take some photos?
Yeah. So heading down. God, my girlfriend's got it planned out. I know absolutely nothing about it. Just
tagging along.
Just there to tag along. But going down to the northern border of Cali and then driving back the Oregon coast.
Okay,
Cool,
nice.
that'll be sick.
Yeah, so coming back via the island as well, and then back across to Banff. But that should be pretty sweet, and that one's like going to be a couple of partnerships through there, but mostly just with the truck camper and just camping the whole way.
Okay, nice.
And I want to take my dogs to the beach, so that's pretty well the main reason for the trip.
Just take the dogs to the beach, get
They've
some shots.
never been
show
to
it
the
to
beach
girlfriend.
before, you know? They got to experience it. I grew up on a beach. They didn't even know.
Very true.
Yeah, no doubt.
I wish I could take my cats.
Yeah, oh yeah, they'd love the beach.
I had someone ask me specifically to ask you a question about your dogs. How many dogs and cats do you have?
2 dogs, 2 cats.
Two
Nice.
dogs, 2 cats.
Yeah.
Never seen the beach.
Yeah, he was pretty stoked when he came in and saw Larch. He's like, "Oh, a cat!
Yeah, big cat guy.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was literally walking my cat about an hour ago.
Nice. I know. I gotta
You're a
start.
catwalk.
I gotta start
Yeah,
getting Larch
full-on
out there for some
catwalker.
walks. Yeah.
Nice.
I got matching Crocs to the cat's leash as well. I look like a full-on weirdo.
Nice.
Cat dad extreme, bro.
Well, at least you
Yeah.
own it, bro. That's half the battle, you know?
Yeah. You get the odd look or the odd tourist going by who just snaps a little pic on the way past, and it's like,
Give him a little hey.
yeah.
That's great.
I'm surprised you haven't been on Overheard.
I'm genuinely surprised that I haven't been on Overheard.
Well, you will now. Someone will start taking pictures and posting. I'm like, this fucking weird guy with the cat again. Look at this guy.
Yeah, just the dude out there in short shorts, Crocs, and a cat. Like,
I love it. Last question here. Not very photography focused, but what are your thoughts on the Banff Ave pedestrian closure?
honestly, I love it.
Pro.
Like
He's pro.
30
pro.
seconds it takes me, or probably longer, a minute and a half it takes me to walk to work with it
Nice.
closed. And like, I live on Beaver Street, right up near that end of town,
Okay.
and the traffic's no better or no worse, regardless.
There you go.
It's shit all the time. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
If Banff Ave's open or if it's not, I'm like,
Good point. That street's always been shit back there. It is what it is. Even before the pandemic, you'd still get stacked with buses and cars. And
if I had my way, they would either build a road where the original pedestrian bridge is that just goes over the river there.
100%.
Like,
We've
it's-
heard that.
It's
We've
set
heard that
up
from-
for a road. Like, just
Yeah.
fucking give us a locals ticket to go through there. Fuck the buses.
no doubt.
That or just set up a parking lot outside of town somewhere. Bus them in.
For sure.
Give
I
us a
think,
train.
well, yesterday for Canada Day, I noticed a bunch of these signs that they had out that said local traffic only.
I back
Crazy,
it.
right? I've never seen signs like that
I
out in
back
town
it.
of Banff, and they had a bunch of road closures
Good
for the
for them.
parade. But I mean, what's stopping them from putting
Put them at the start of town.
right? Like,
Pablo said it's sad that people with PR can't vote on the road closure. I did not know that.
Yeah, I'm a permanent resident. I wish I could vote. Someone go vote for me, all right?
There you go. There you go, Pablo. Cast one for our boy here.
yeah,
He can't
again,
go.
unfortunately,
Get out at Pablo.
Benny boy can't go.
that's kind of the kicker. That I didn't know that even though you had PR, you couldn't take.
Yeah,
That's wild.
just
You have
citizens.
to be
Just
citizens?
citizens.
Damn.
Wild.
So hey, we want to get all opinions on that, right? So you live on Beaver Street, you still are for it.
Yeah,
Traffic's going to be bad regardless.
Nice.
I see the posts on Overheard of people complaining. They're like, what about the people on Beaver Street? We don't give a fuck. Stop commenting that firmly.
heard it.
Nobody gives a shit.
You heard it here, folks, from Beaver Street itself. They don't give a shit.
Not one.
Yeah,
I like
don't know.
the sunflowers. I like the sunflowers. You know?
There you go. There you go, man.
I still think it should be Bear Street. Like the Bear Street area, there's always people walking down there anyways.
Yeah,
It's pretty
yeah.
much a parking lot. Yesterday, again, one of the busiest days of the year, I was told they're expecting upwards of 40,000 people coming to the town of
So
Banff
many
yesterday.
people.
and they had that parking lot,
The internet
which is
sucked
paid
yesterday.
parking.
Oh, wasn't it a hassle?
What is going on? Like, oh, sorry to interrupt.
Well,
you,
no,
Dan.
it's just
Sorry.
like a bunch of
It-
people using the same system,
Man, like
right?
it's brute. Like I was gonna call Sean, and then I'm like, what are they gonna do? They're just gonna tell me like, sorry, we have internet for 7,000 people set up, not for 50.
exactly,
Like, we'll
right?
figure it out, man. Like it's tourist
Is it
town.
true that the Tunnel Mountain campground holds more people than the residents of Banff?
I could see that. It's pretty big.
I heard someone saying that to me the other day.
Capped out, I bet you, yeah.
Well, it's capped out from open to close, apparently.
Well, how many? Yeah, what's
fully
the cap
booked.
on that
Like,
place?
it's
I don't
fully
know.
booked up,
And that's like one campground. Like,
right?
Yeah, no doubt. Good point.
But yeah, back to what I was saying. Canada Day. So that
Right.
parking lot, Bear Street parking lot, was full of vendors. So on the busiest day of
right.
the year, like the main rebuttal that I get from everyone is like, why don't they just shut Bear Street? Right? Then everyone can still travel around. It's just that
Well-
small little parking lot, but then they can do all the events there. Like
Right.
put the Parks
Well, they
Canada
said
tent there, put the bike
Because they said they couldn't afford to get rid of any parking. And
We
they
can
need
afford to
that
get-
parking lot, but apparently we don't because we just crammed a bunch of vendors and people in there to buy
Exactly.
shit. So we don't need the fucking parking lot.
But I
anyway.
guess the town of Banff is
It holds
probably
like 30
collecting
cars.
fees from those vendors, so
Right.
they're still kind of collecting a parking fee in a sense. But
I drove down Bear Street yesterday. Oof.
oh,
So much
that's a
regret.
mistake.
bad call, dude.
So
that
much-
is a
I
mistake,
I
bud.
pulled in and I was like, oh, shoot me now.
I was biking around yesterday before my shift, and we're just like, I literally turned to Nat after we had our coffee, and we're like, should we just go bike just to see the anarchy?
Oh, it's
And
wild.
it was insane.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy. Canada Day, of course, we know one of the busier days of the year, probably the busiest.
Yep.
Today,
doubt.
not so much. I was down at the golf course today. Town was pretty chill.
Yeah. It
It's-
seemed a little more mellow.
It was a little hectic downtown, but just for that couple of hours in the middle of the day there. And
Mhm.
Yeah, with the parade and everything.
Probably a lot of hungover people today. That's why town's.
Yeah. Fair.
Oh shit! Everybody's just hungover, sitting at Mel's eating breakfast.
You guys nursing your wounds or what? Did you send it last night?
No, I was chill.
Yeah.
I worked until 12, went home.
I went
to bed.
straight home. And
I had an afternoon DJ set yesterday at like 5.
you're DJing
wanna
in
say.
Europe again or what?
Was I DJing in Europe?
I think last week I showed up and you're just
No.
like, I
It
played a
was-
gig in Russia today.
Yeah, well, it wasn't Russia. It was Cloud Save Club or
Live streaming for Putin.
yeah, live streaming for Putin. This one goes out to you, Putin. Let's see some fucking hands. No, it was,
so good.
oh,
Just
just throwing
listens to it
down.
while he's riding his horse. That's a vibe.
Oh
Get it.
yeah, dude, techno and horses. Let's
Yeah.
go.
So good.
Well, should we get on to some really stupid Canada Day posts?
I think we should. We got tons of parking posts to get to. Let's
I'm
cut
here for
to
it.
it.
My God, here we go.
All right.
right. Oh, we double dipped there. Did you see
And we
that?
said the exact same thing. After you, Matt, please, you take the first one, my dude.
The old double dip. All right, so this one says, "Yep, this really happened today." This is right in front of CIBC, where it looks like at least 3 cars just clearly over the yellow line on the wrong lane of the road, just cruising casually.
Yeah,
like,
we
fuck
got
it.
a Canada Dream, nice rental RV in the left turning lane, going the opposite way. So clearly, lots of confusion. This one actually took me a minute. I kind of had to like.
I know. I was like,
double
"What's
take.
wrong with this?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh fuck, he's on the wrong side of the road. They're just in the turn left lane. There's no one in it, obviously, so they're just like, we'll use it." And look, there's another car here.
Yeah, they're
Like,
just
there's
figuring it out. Nobody wants to move.
There's
Nobody
another car
wants to
in the
move.
right lane, in the lane that he's supposed to be in, and then the other 3 are just in the wrong lane.
The
So-
day before Canada Day, I was coming back from the golf course and I had a friend give me a lift, and it was just so like, I don't know if you've ever been to Toronto. It was like Toronto style traffic. Like
Oh, it's
everyone was fighting to get just one car ahead, and like driving into the intersection and being like sticking out heavily, and then the other like the lights for the
No,
other
wait,
direction,
wait.
and they can't even go.
Wait, look at this! Look at this one. Speaking of sticking out in the, there you go.
So this is actually one of the comments on one of the other posts that we're gonna go through later. This
So
one
dumb.
says seen on Caribou, parked for 20 minutes with hazards flashing. This is
It's fine if you put hazards on. It means you're good to park wherever you like.
Yeah, just right in front of what is that? Right in front of the
You can-
Masonic Temple or whatever it is.
You can stop in the middle of TransCanada. Just put your hazards on. It's fine.
that's what they mean, right?
Buddy's
That's the
right in the
law.
intersection. Yeah, buddy's
Yeah.
right in the intersection here, just chilling. He
So
don't
yeah,
care.
this is right in front of the Masonic Hall. Looks like a passenger van, like one of those like 12 seaters with a
It
like-
looks like one of those bike tour things, like bike tour
100%.
buses.
It's
Yeah.
gotta be.
Like it, I don't. Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. Just sit there.
You're good.
It's
Don't
just an
even worry
intersection.
about it.
No
It's
one
not like
else-
it's busy.
No
No
one
one
else
cares.
needs to get around. Oh yeah, the busy stadium.
Well, one thing the
Yeah.
town of Banff did do well was I saw them blast a whole bunch of stuff on their social medias,
Yeah,
Instagram,
yeah.
Facebook, and even like signage all around town to leave your car on the outskirts and then take public transit or just to bus in.
It's don't
Um,
like drive in town on
Yeah, I
long
think,
weekend.
I think the train station ARP might be a good call if you can get people down on a train and give kind of like that old
Right.
school experience as well.
A train to
Oh,
Calgary,
yeah.
though. I would
That'd be
back
awesome.
that.
Oh yeah, I'd be
Yeah,
on that.
that's
I'd
what
be
they're
on
trying
that,
to
like, you
do,
can Go there
man.
for the day and chill out.
So there's the train station area redevelopment plan, which is for Banff. The same company, Lyricon, I believe, is involved in
Canmore?
they're trying to get a train line
Nice.
from the airport
Yeah, out
directly
here.
to Banff. So
There's so many positives of it. Like, firstly, less cars in town.
100%.
Secondly,
Right.
hate getting the bus. Love getting the train.
Yeah,
I don't
like-
know what it is. Basically
Look
the
at
same
it.
thing.
Look
but-
at this shit. Like this is yesterday. Like who
Yeah.
knows what time this was? Everything is just jammed up. Where's that? Right across the bridge.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's across.
that
the
looks like the
bridge.
YMCA
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
That's what Mountain Ave down onto.
Yeah, that's the
Silver,
intersection.
Silver
Yeah.
Dragon
Yeah,
there.
right where
Yeah.
Silver Dragon is. Yeah,
we should
that's-
really talk about Silver Dragon lowering their prices. I would eat there every day if it was not $40 for a meal. Honestly, it's one of my biggest beefs.
It is nuts.
I
Chinese
once-
food has been crazy the past like 10 years though. Like it just
Chinese
went from
food
like
should
not
be
that
cheap.
It went from not that bad to like now you owe me $100 for this rice and a little bit of chicken. It's like no.
I got a
I don't.
hilarious story about the Silver Dragon. So back in the day, I used to hang out with this dude, Carlos. He used to come to town every now and again, whatever. We went out for dinner. I was super hungover. I was still partying back then. So we go to Silver Dragon, and it was like they must have had a tour group or something because it was packed full of big tables. They sat us at like the worst table out in the corner. Didn't give us chopsticks on the table. It was like forks and stuff. It was super funny. I ended up knowing one of the waiters. I'm not going to say him by name, but I'm just like, hey, like we're sitting by the exit. Like, do you mind if I just like
Yeah.
sneak out that door to like smoke a joint? Because I want to like burn one before I eat. Like,
Yeah.
I'm feeling really, really bad. He's like, yeah, no problem. Just like put the menu in the door. Like there's no alarms or nothing. All good. So I go outside. I light up, and then like 2 minutes later, he comes outside, and we're standing right in front of the window, and he's like, "Can I have a toke?" And I'm like, "I was like 100%, dude." I'm like,
You got to
Is-
get through that shift.
I was
Oh,
like, "Is
yeah,
no one
bro.
gonna care?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, man. Like, it's all good. It's all good."
Oh,
So I
fuck.
actually burned one with my waiter at that restaurant one time. It was sick.
That's
Did you
fucking
tip
sweet.
him after, or was that
Oh,
the tip?
big time, big
Big
time.
time.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Give him a
Big
joint.
shout out to Silver Dragon. Big shout out to my boy. Again, I'm not gonna name you because that's pretty bit of a incriminating story. But this was like years and years and years ago. So, yeah,
He's not
pretty much.
hustling rice anymore.
I think he might still be actually. But, that's enough. We'll leave it there. We're not going to incriminate nobody.
Well, Dan, I'll let you have this one. Since we snaked each other on the first one, you can have this one, my boy.
Thank you.
Yeah,
you.
no worries.
This is a post that says, "My friend was in an accident hit by a tour bus yesterday. I was sideswiped and cut off by 2 buses over the last 2 days. What's the deal with these bus drivers? How did you get a license?" And the
Spicy.
comment thread is filled with similar stories. People being like, "I was crossing the street, almost got hit. Bus was signaling, didn't turn the way he signaled." Like, the tour buses are probably the craziest drivers in this town. I must
Yeah,
say.
they just hustle, man. They're just like, we're going. Get the
Don't-
fuck out of the way.
Yeah, I'm bigger than you. Get out of the way.
I mean, I guess so. I do understand the frustration. I couldn't imagine if driving was your job on
yeah.
days like yesterday and like Canada
Also,
Day
you
and the
get
busy
paid
times.
though. Like, I'm doing this on my own dime, dude. Like, get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah.
True.
Someone's-
Maybe they should be a little more patient. you
Yeah,
know?
you're getting paid per hour, like not per mile.
Yeah, what are you in a rush for, dude?
There was
Yeah.
a whole bunch too. There was another post that was kind of tied into this. I didn't clip it because it was just like pretty dry.
Oh,
but I
yeah.
guess there's bylaws in the town on roads that tour buses can and can't use.
There are.
Yeah.
I-
So some are set up for them, some are not. And it was just like a whole bunch of snitches in the comments being like, "Well, I saw a tour bus on this street and I saw a tour bus
Oh,
on
I did
that
see that.
street."
Yeah,
I love the local heroes in the comments, honestly.
so great.
There's
It's
one
so
dude that like posted his journey from Middle Springs the other day. I didn't put it on. It was like it's a little bit over the top, dude. Like you're
There's just a play-by-play of his whole journey.
yeah. It was like 3 videos. It was like, this is what's wrong and this is what's wrong. It's like, all right, dude, I get it. But
What? I mean,
run for town council then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Take
Well, I
that
mean-
effort that you're putting into making these videos and being like an activist online and do some actual activism.
Yeah.
You know, like
Well, like I don't even know if that would work because like check out this next one where they just completely fuck this right up. That worked out pretty good, didn't it? Right over the bike lane. They're like, yeah, we'll just cut that right in half here. Sorry about that. We need that. And you can fuck right off. So I guess you're not allowed to bike on Tunnel Mountain Road anymore. Who knows?
doesn't mean you're not allowed to bike. I just think they just cut the bike lane down.
No, not allowed to bike. They just don't give a fuck about you. Is what they're trying to say.
Yeah, you got to get real close to the traffic if you want to bike down there, motherfucker. Try me.
Well, you know what? If you are upset with the traffic in the town of Banff, ride your bike. I ride my bike everywhere. I take it to the golf course. I take it to the grocery store. Get yourself a nice big backpack. Use that to do your groceries. It's eco-friendly. Get a little workout on your way.
Yeah.
And you won't have to deal with traffic. You can just zip right around through traffic. It's great.
Or just chill out for a second. Like these people that get so mad about the traffic. Like I do too. But
Yeah, like where do you think you live? Like,
literally, where are you looking? If it's, I'd get mad being in traffic in Toronto as well.
True.
But look up for 30 seconds. You're like, oh, sweet. This is a pretty nice spot to be stuck in traffic.
yeah, it could be worse.
There are worse spots to be in an idling car for sure.
Like this one? That's a pretty fucking stupid spot.
We've been waiting for this one. I've been waiting for this one. This post went off. Do you think you can read it for us, Matt? It's a little far for me.
It says, thanks Lake Louise Moraine Lake Tour Bus for blocking the intersection and completely blocking more traffic flow. Dickhead.
So this was posted by someone that I know personally. Banff local, of course, because it's on Overheard in Banff. This is the Moraine Lake bus clearly blocking the intersection at Bear Street, and I forget the road. It's right in front of the Circle K.
Wolf and Bear.
This is exactly what I was talking about with that Toronto mentality of getting one car ahead of everyone else. So just obviously this person made a mistake, clearly blocking the traffic coming off of Bear Street, further hindering traffic
Do you
problems.
want to hear something?
What's up?
I worked at Townhouse Liquor there for like almost 5 years.
Yes,
Which is right behind where that black car is sitting.
absolutely. Big windows facing the intersection.
This is a daily.
Oh, for sure.
One of the guys that used to work there actually, what was his name? Kale. Big guy, like stocky guy.
Mhm.
We walk out of work one day and this was like gridlocked all the way across the street. He gets up, walked right across this dude's fucking hood, like so fast, like walked right across this dude's hood, jumped down the other side, and the guy got out yelling at him. He turned around, he's like, "What?" The guy got back in his car immediately. I was like,
Wow, that's
wow,
bold.
dude, that was a legend move. He's like, fuck that guy. He's like, the whole intersection's blocked by both lanes. Like, you can't go anywhere.
Nah.
You can't walk across there. Like, you walk out, someone's going to start moving. You get crushed between two cars. Oh, yeah. Kale just walked right across the guy's hood. He got out, started flipping out. Turned, what?
Well, a friend
Got
of mine
back in
told
his
me
car
this
right away.
story too,
Awesome.
right? Like people are squeezing in. So say like, you know where the CIBC is and there's the back alley.
Yeah, yeah.
Like any normal driver, you see an alley, right? You leave a space so that someone can pull in and out of the alley going the
Nope.
other way. Well, someone will come the other way and like
Oh, they'll just
sneak
fucking
into
right
that
over. Oh, yeah.
like space that you're
Big
leaving,
time.
totally blocking it. But this post, why I wanted to talk about it was is it brought up this huge debate in the comments. Over 150 comments. It was a wild ride. It started
It
off
was
with people
so
going
wild.
like, oh, like first long weekend in Banff, like calling this person out for being new. The person that posted this, like I said, I know them personally. Big shout out for posting it because we love the bad parking
Oh,
and the
yeah, it's
bad
awesome.
driving post.
Here for it.
Their great grandfather actually discovered the Caven Basin. So
So they are
Wow.
Banff. There's nobody
Yeah.
more Banff.
Yeah, there's nobody more banned. Sorry.
really no one that's more used to Banff and has actually seen it get from where it was to where it is now. So someone was in the comments like super defending the OP, being
awesome.
like bringing up this idea of a true local. Now that's something that I kind of wanted to discuss because like what makes a true local? Like, of course, if your parents or grandparents discovered one of the more important
Yeah.
monuments in this town, of course that
Yeah.
makes you a local. But I mean, same
there's
with
the
you.
whole, like-
You've been here for what, 10 years?
I-
Like you're
I
a
call-
local.
I called it at the 10-year mark. I think I'm a local now.
It's-
That's what I
10-year
said too.
mark?
I hit that this year and I'm like, I'm local. I don't give a fuck what you say.
Like,
anymore.
There's grades, you know, like I'm a local for the season.
For sure.
I'm like
Yeah.
a long-term local. I'm a full-blown local. I've been here 10 years.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
live
and then,
here.
And then my granddad discovered the fucking Caven Basin.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
crazy,
I
right?
was named after a snail. Like, get out of here.
So
Oh,
I
God.
did bump into the original poster in the alley yesterday on Canada Day. This time, not driving a vehicle, on the bicycle. So learned from this this experience, of course. It's just crazy how the comment thread went off for this one specifically.
Dude in the comments was just going hard. Like,
Yeah,
There's a couple of people that just go off. I'm like, you guys got like way too much time on your hands.
for sure.
This intersection though, like both ends of
It's
Bear
fun.
Street, like what crackhead was designing this intersection?
Oh yeah, you can't.
That's what I mean.
Like,
you close it there.
If there's a car on Bear Street, you can't turn onto Bear Street.
No, Volkswagen Golf struggles to get around that corner. Like, what the hell?
Oh,
And I got
God.
sympathy for this dude in the van too. Like,
100%.
I've been there where you're just like half paying attention, you pull out, and then just every single pedestrian is eyeing you off like you're an asshole. It's like, I'm not an asshole, I'm just stupid.
So we have been poking fun at the driver of this bus, but yeah, we all work in this town. We've all been stuck in this situation where you maybe made the bad call. You maybe thought that the traffic was going to flow and it just comes to a dead stop. So our heart goes out to you, driver of this this bus, because you're definitely the
God.
topic of conversation here.
Well, we do have a bigger douchebag story.
What's that?
Oh, fuck, it's about me, isn't it?
You better believe it. Watch this.
Oh God.
So these two dicks here looks like so the post reads, last night I saw two guys kicking cars just for fun, and they broke my rear view mirror my rear view mirror. I was outside, luckily. After the beating, obviously, I called the cops. I don't know if you actually tuned them up or not, but there's a picture of these two dudes out there, and that's beside my house.
Yeah, so I did see this post and I dug a little bit further into it. In the pictures, someone went and actually like clarified and brightened these pictures so you can see their faces a little bit better. I didn't want to blast them too bad because everyone does some dumb stuff when they're drunk sometimes.
If they're handing out ass kickings, though, they probably should be. This isn't the town for that.
Okay, so check this. This guy that posted this apparently had his phone out, took a video as he was giving them a beatdown, and that's how he got these pics.
Oh,
and
he actually did handle
Yeah.
it.
So he kicked the shit out of them?
Yeah.
He
okay.
kicked the shit out of them.
That's
While
awesome.
holding his phone, taking a video of it.
Holy,
And then
okay,
he posted this, and they didn't get his rear view. It clarified, like, I guess maybe it was just like,
He must have copped one to the side of the head because when he was typing this, he was not thinking.
Yo,
clearly.
so people do this, I guess, when they're walking home and they're drunk. They'll walk past cars and just kick off, not the rear view mirrors,
the side view mirrors,
the side view mirrors. So that's definitely what he meant. He did clarify in the post later. Shame on you dudes that are doing that, man. Just be cool, smoke a joint, get home safe. Don't fuck with
come to your
people's
house.
property. Yeah,
Come to your
man.
house, slam your cupboards.
I don't move your couch close to the TV, so you know what I mean.
Oh hell
Get
yeah!
a better hobby.
Yeah, 100%.
No
Go take
doubt.
some Astro shots.
Or
You know?
golf, you know?
Yeah,
man.
go do anything.
I don't golf with those dickheads.
No, I don't blame you. I don't want to do anything with those dickheads.
Is that our last post today that we got?
That is our last.
That's what we got.
That is our last post of the day.
That's our last post of the day. So, one thing I did want to mention and remind everyone that the vote to reopen Banff Ave, whether you're for or against it, is on August 12th. So make sure you get out there. Traffic's bugging you, or hey, if you live on Beaver Street and you're like, fuck it, traffic's the same. You can go vote yes. You can go vote no. You can go at least be active in the community instead of just shooting your mouth off on the internet. You know,
both good. One's probably more productive. You know.
Yeah, I'm again like you're for it. I'm against it. I feel like they should reevaluate and come up with a different plan. My plan would be Bear Street, close it off at the movie theater, close it off at the art gallery, use that parking lot for events, vendors, whatever the hell.
I think it'd be pretty sick if they used that back alley behind Banff Ave and Bear Street and just like threw some little vendors and shit in there as well.
Right? Like it can be a more permanent market, right?
As if we need more businesses in Banff.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, go out and make your voice heard. There is some earlier polling as well. Check out the Town of Banff website. I just Googled, what was it that I Googled here? Let me check.
I think it was the advanced polling. They've got, I think it's like the 7th or the something the week before, I believe.
I just Googled pedestrian zone vote, Town of Banff, and all the info came up. So if you're looking for more information, don't be shy to go and check that out. For next week, we had a little bit of shifting going on with some guests. We had some people supposed to come in and record, couldn't make it, unfortunately.
Cool.
Life is busy, especially in the summer. People are moving around doing that thing. So we're gonna keep it a surprise for next week. I'm working on a couple different things.
Nice.
So check
Surprise
your
guest.
inboxes if you're out there and you're a fan of the show. You might have gotten a shout from the Overheard podcast. Other than that, we want to thank you, Ben, for coming in,
Hell
spending
yeah.
some
My
time with
pleasure.
us, chatting away. We had a great time talking photography, our life in Banff. Of course, our favorite Overheard and Banff post. Don't forget to go give him a follow on Instagram at Benjamin Fitzroy Hutton. Or check out his website, benjaminhuttonphotography.com. We got some
Hell
more
yeah.
prints, some more stuff on the way. Absolutely beautiful shots, some beautiful work coming from Banff and from kind of all over. He's traveling around, getting shots, doing
Hell
his
yeah,
thing.
man.
Yeah.
That's great.
Right
And
on.
If
So like
anyone
every-
wants to come to Patagonia as well, we're doing a tour next year.
Cool.
right on. How would they get in touch with you for that? Just through the IG?
Yeah, slide into my DMs for sure.
Okay, sick.
There
So
you go.
yeah,
You heard it there.
right on. That's all we got for you today. Just
yeah.
like every week.
See you next Tuesday.